Everyone back today? Probably Mark's.
Yep.
Take part.
Everybody practiced.
Has Romeo gotten back to live stuff yet?
He didn't. He did more. He didn't do the scrimmage at the end, but he did a ton prior to that. So, like I said, any day now. It's not a long-term concern by any means.
Do you like what you've seen in his jump shot so far?
Romeo?
Yeah, I mean,
He's worked really hard, Mark. I mean, he's been, he actually left Vegas early with Joe Mazzulla, came back here and did treatment and worked, and then he was here a lot this summer working. He's put in a lot of time, and it's funny when we were playing, and even when he was playing like open gym before the season, he seemed to go in a little bit more when he was playing. He's just one of those guys that he's got touch, he knows how to score the ball. He's a good player. He's a good player, and the game comes really easy to him. Now it's just a matter of, you can tell though that he's a little bit younger as far as just all the experiences than Grant and Carson and those guys, because, but as to be expected, he was only in college 1 year.
You guys are pretty loud out there.
We were?
Hear you guys, a lot of communication, loud communication out there.
Yeah, just all a shot fake for the media to make sure that they think we're being loud and together. So we're doing our best. We're doing our best. We got to sell a story here. Yeah, no, we were super quiet for the first 2 hours, and then we just screamed our heads off. No, communication's a huge, an important thing. That's on every good team. I would think, John, to be honest, you probably would have felt the same way after the fourth practice last year. So I don't know that it's all that unique for this time of the year. It's probably a good thing to gauge, though, when you get to February.
With the bigs having a little bit different skill sets this year, how do you balance playing to their strengths and kind of focusing on that, and also doing things you generally like to do, whether it be
you play to the strengths of your team. I mean, I think there's two things. Number one is that, more is asked of our wings and perimeter creators, which is good because we have a lot of good ones. And then our bigs just have easy, very defined roles and what we need them to do. So you actually, with these guys, with the exception of posting Canner, which I think, you got to do some because he's obviously very good down there. These guys really play the same, and so there's a lot of, you can be consistent with your style all the way through a game. It's different than we've played in the past. That's okay. Every year you tweak a little. This year, I'd say offensively we tweaked more, and our guys have been really receptive to that early. And defensively, it's you got to find, the biggest thing is just play the system as well as you can to the strengths of your guys and play it hard.
How much do you put in defensively?
How much change?
Yeah,
there's some change.
Yeah.
But we're going to ask Robert Williams to do different things than we're going to ask Taco Fall to do. I just think each of those bigs brings something unique to the table. So we have to create a system, but also be able to adjust that with each of their individual skill sets.
Do you put much in formally at this stage, or is it?
We've got a lot in.
How often do you think you'll be able to play 5 out throughout the season?
When you say 5 out, what do you mean by that?
Well, like with Al spacing as the center on the 3-point
Center
line.
at the 3-point
Yeah,
line.
or even if you guys go small with a power forward playing the 5.
Like super small?
Yeah.
I'd say the super small lineup, maybe. But not a ton with our bigs that we have. I don't think that's their strength. It's not what they do best. But they can put threats on the defense by being in the dunker and by rolling. And again, Canner with post-ups, those type of things.
what do you need to see more from Rob?
I just think every day, it's how much do we add value to winning. Rob's had a good off season of work. Rob's had a good first few days of practice. I'm really encouraged by Rob. And then as it does with everybody else on our team, it's just a matter of doing it day after day after day.
In terms of being a roller, finishing at the rim, is he progressing?
Yeah, he's done a good job. And the biggest thing was obviously not his vertical ability at the rim. I mean, he's as good as it comes when you throw it up there. It's getting there quicker. It's knowing when to set a screen and roll. It's knowing when to slip out of a screen. It's knowing who you're screening for and what the coverage is most likely going to be on that person you're screening for. This stuff, it's advanced and hard to pick up on the fly, and these, it takes bigs a while sometimes. I think the European big guys often come in ahead of the game in that regard. But I think that Rob's really gotten better in the last year, and we're looking forward to, he's going to impact us.